Oath is
Y'all see
about
that
to cut
husky
deep.
blade, right? It's about to cut deep. Let's take a peek. Native American, right? Hold on. And this is the Webster's third new international dictionary, right? Hold on. That's why it's gonna cut deep. I had to put the blade right in the middle. This is about to cut deep. Now hold on. Mind you, the copyright of this particular dictionary is in 1981, which is, fairly newer than the one that naturalism has. And watch this, my brother. Watch this, though. That's why I definitely got to cross-reference yours. What does yours say for the Native American, right? So, Native American. Relating to a characterized by Native Americanism, in 1835, a Native American party was formed. So, number 2, Native American. A member of a minor American political party having a brief existence in the early 19th century before evolving into the Know Nothing Party. The Native Americans were pledged not to vote for any foreigner of office. Do you see them keywords? It says evolving into the Know Nothing Party. What? A member of a minor American political group having a brief existence in the early 19th century before evolving into the Know Nothing Party. So y'all saying y'all don't know nothing? That's what's... Y'all tell me what y'all think that means. They said the Know Nothing Party. This one's for you, Jay. Go ahead, tell him, Jay. Hey, tell him go get that Pepto-Bismol, boy. We about to start upsetting some stomachs around here, boy. Go ahead and get that Pepto-Bismol, because this shit about to hit. We about to see this. We gonna see where this goes. Y'all were a Know Nothing Party. And then, to top it off, this was 1981, right? This dictionary. That's when it was copyrighted. I know that in 1975, I do know a few things that happened in 1975. Ooh, this about to cut deep. This about to cut real deep. Go ahead and go down to that CVS. Hey, Jay, this for you. Tell them go on down to that CVS and get that Pepto-Bismol. This is about to hurt, dog.
During the early to mid 1800s, the offsprings of previous foreigners of European descent that migrated to North America prior to this great migrational period were threatened by the increase of even more foreigners being welcomed as citizens of America. These people were referred to as nativists, which carried a lifestyle of prejudice and bigotry, racial discrimination, radical political views, and biased religious beliefs. As more immigrants flocked to North American shores, migrating to cities and towns all across the East Coast, the nativist beliefs turned deadly by causing riots to arise in attempts to greet the newly incoming foreigners with resistance. For example, in July of 1844, it was said that a riot took place in the city of Philadelphia, where a large group of nativists burned down 2 Catholic churches and a Catholic school, killing 20 or so people in the process. Now, I'm sure many of you can recall some major events that occurred during the same time period, like the Indian Removal Act of 1830, for example, where President Andrew Jackson forced Indians living all throughout the East Coast of America to migrate to lands west of the Mississippi River, right? Keep that in mind. Now, in the latter part of the year 1849, a politician by the name of Charles B. Allen created the Order of the Star-Spangled Banner in the state of New York, which was a secret society formed in order to stand against the immigration of incoming foreigners of British, Irish, German, Japanese, and Chinese descent. Foreigners of British, Irish, German, Japanese, and Chinese descent to the United States, and anybody else who practiced Catholicism as their religious choice. In order to join this society, the individual is required to be a Protestant of at least 21 years of age and must uncritically obey all orders and political policies established under the oath of this society. Nativists of this secret society would sometimes wear faux Indian outfits and refer to their leaders as chiefs or sachems, marking the original inhabitants of this land. Their flag stated the message, "Native Americans, beware of foreign influence." 4 years later, during the year 1853, the nativists of the OSSB formed a political party called the Native American Party, with James W. Barker leading the charge. This political party's name was later changed a few times, in which I'll go over that in a second. But I wanted to point out that this was reportedly the very first time in America's history of the utilization of the term Native American. And by the religious beliefs, traditional practices, and radical political views of this organization, we can easily determine that the word native carried a totally different meaning during this time period. The more commonly known explanation of the term native is a person born in any place, whether country, city, or town. So if you are born in one place, no matter if your parents were originally born there or not, you are then called a native, no matter your historic genetic origins. However, the etymology of the word bears a totally different meaning than one may assume. It states that the term native is defined as a person born in bondage, one born a serf or villain. A serf is an agricultural laborer bound under the feudal system to work on his lord's estate. And a villain is a feudal tenant entirely subject to a lord or manor to whom he pays dues and serves in return for land. So, in other words, the general use of the word native referred to individuals who were literally employees, or rather peasants or laborers, or some form of foreign dictatorship, working to pay off their dues in hopes of being granted land in return. Doesn't this sound all too familiar? And why would the term Native American be associated with pale-complexioned foreigners if American history exclusively labels the descendants of so-called black people as the slaves of the slave trade era? And we know that this secret society was not established with the Aboriginal Nijis' interests in mind, because our ancestors did not represent nor support the same beliefs, traditions, and or policies of this secret society, due to the simple fact that our ancestors were not Protestants nor Catholics during this said time period. So, could this be the reason why they decided to call their political party the Native American Party? By standing against their oppressors in hopes of reconciliation, political recognition, economic assistance, and land allotments? Land allotments? Land allotments? The Native American Party was the third major political party of the United States of America at that time, running against the Federalists in one corner and the Democratic Republican Party in the other. It was said that members of this party responded to questions from the press with, "I know nothing," which led to the organization earning the popularized nickname, the Know Nothings, by New York Tribune founder Horace Greeley. Smithsonian Magazine wrote, "The Know Nothing Party included more than 100 elected congressmen, 8 governors, a controlling share of half a dozen state legislators from Massachusetts to California, and thousands of local politicians. Party members supported deportation of foreign beggars and criminals, a 21-year naturalization period for immigrants,